Always add value without breaking the bank. Don't rob from your profit margin. Hi, it's Tina Merryman again, back with you from American Flip House. Thank you so much for tuning into another vlog. This week, we're talking about something very important to me. I lead acquisitions for our company and also do the design. So this week, we're talking about ARV, after repair value. And that is the magic number when you're doing real estate investment. Buy and holds can be a little different as long as there's value in the property and a good location and you're planning on holding it for a while. Of course, after repair value is important, but when you're doing a buy and sell or a fix and flip property, ARV is the lifeline of an investment. So a little bit about design. What drives our design choices for every fix and flip is first knowing that resale value. Every other decision can only be made after we get a solid number for that. And by solid, I mean a strong number cross-referenced in different ways, but also a number that's conservative. So estimating a resale value for a residential home, a residential flip, is vital for a real estate investor. From that resale number, we subtract the rehab budget. So this is demolition, repair, remediation, installation, painting, lighting design, additional craftsmanship, like molding, staging, buying materials, all of that. And a side note for new investors out there who are doing the active investing, if you're doing fix and flips, staging and photographs, all that stuff needs to be budgeted in, walkthrough videos. Really, in our opinion, that should be covered by your listing agent. Even if they pay for light staging, you could pay for the additional amount for full staging. If they pay for photos and you want to pay the difference for high definition photos, great. But it is good if you can find listing agents that market their listings and include all of those things. Always, as an investor, if you're active, feel out what your agents, your contractors, as you're recruiting new people, find out what they're prepared to offer you as additional value for that ongoing partnership. That's what it's all about. These little things really add up on the profit margin side of things. So make sure you're taking care of them, of your people as well. So back to what I was saying, we have that resale number, we subtract the rehab budget. Once we've subtracted the rehab and renovation from that ARV, then we subtract closing costs, holding costs, an emergency slush fund that covers any surprises that may come up. And then finally, we subtract the profit margin, what we plan or would like to gross for ourselves and our money partners after the transaction and the deal is done and resold. Sometimes our money partner agreement is a fixed return, a fixed rate of return. Other times we're doing an equity split. So after you put in all those numbers, that final calculation is going to yield your maximum allowable purchase price, which we call a MAP. And we offer a little lower than this for our initial offer so that there's some room for negotiation. So what is popular or in trend regarding home design, both interior and exterior, in the area of a specific property or location is really important for you to know. You then have to pick and choose materials like lighting, tile, floors, color schemes that will fit into the budget. Well, this is not always easy because in our case, where a woman, yours truly, is choosing the accoutrements, if you will, of the house, we want to go, men go big or go home, we go beautiful or go home. So we really want to do it nice, but you have to stick to the budget. Of course, I want to beautify the house and make it a Chip and Joanna Gaines special, but I know better than to let that beauty or that dream idea be the sole guider for my decision on design. You have to meet your marks. Our investors, our money partners are counting on their return, and it doesn't matter how deeply I have a moment in Pottery Barn or Home Goods or online at Wayfair lately has been a big one for me, or Pinterest. I absolutely cannot and I will not blow the budget on design. I love how Brian and I work together because there's this great balance and respect with the budget as well as what needs to be done. So for example, there's things where he'll spare no expense and go all in because you have to. And there's other things that I know on a design end have to happen I know in my heart and in our experience that it will make a difference for the appraisal, for the buyer, for the appraiser, and then ultimately that after repair value number, what we're going to sell it for. But I have to fight for it. So some past examples that we've had, original molding in kind of a historic style home having to be restained. I knew it would make all the difference. A window that had to be replaced. It was functioning, but it was out of place. Pendant lights that are expected in that area to be over an island, in that particular neighborhood. So sometimes I'll suggest things and only push back a little to Brian because the house really, when you think about it, isn't worth it on the resale. Other times though, I know it has to happen and I literally have to rally 3 other people to agree with me in order to make the change in the rehab or the remodel. So we just went through this recently. I had to have 3 other people, including one of our lead laborers, point out the same not retail ready situation to Brian. Or I call it a situation, he calls it an expense. So this is a really well-practiced strategy that we have that actually we have together. We're both aware of it. So how can we paint this picture so Brian understands it as a reality? So it really should be filmed and televised. There's a whole routine, there's a whole approach, there's a whole system we have. But it's funny and everything, but when you look at it, it works for our business model. It's actually an additional checks and balances system that has worked in our business partnership and expanding our company. And I'm thinking now probably our marriage as well. So it all goes back to that famous expression in business and relationships, you have to pick your battles. So many of the houses we flip fall into a middle class price range. So, this would be a buyer where there's 1 to 2 solid, steady incomes. So government job, professional job, both parents or homeowners are working. They might not be totally rich and affluent, but they're definitely not, starving to death at the same time. We don't invest in war zone neighborhoods or the ghetto, as some would say. It just doesn't fit our brand. On the other hand, because of our rapidly growing city, we also avoid luxury high-end homes, which are available as well. We don't want to find a rehab that would be comparable to a high-end new build because they might as well just buy the brand new home. So, there are many gorgeous high-end new builds going in. So it's just more lucrative for us to fill the space for people who can't qualify for that new build mortgage while also staying out of the ghetto, like I said. And I bring this up because in that war zone area, a war zone property, for example, there's no value on the resale end when you're thinking of design if you put in quartz or granite countertops, for example, versus Formica, or brand new hardwood instead of laminate or linoleum even. You'd lose your ass when it came down to getting that money back. You just can't do it, even if you think it looks nice. The money's not there. The people can't buy that in that particular type of neighborhood. That's not even what they're expecting. So they wouldn't even be able to do it to qualify. On the counter end, in a luxury home, you better get some Tiffany lamps and your crown molding better be made by the same carpenter that the king uses. And you see the difference though. In a war zone, you fix what you have to, you slap some paint on the walls. This just doesn't fit our brand, so we don't invest in these areas. It can certainly, and is for some, can certainly be profitable, but in our opinion, that's better for a buy and hold, like a rental. So the accuracy of that after repair value is sort of like the lifeline, like I was saying, of a buy and sell real estate investment. It should be a conservative number, true market value, meaning you're measuring it 6 ways from Tuesday. And when we're confident about what a house with our level of remodel would resell for in that neighborhood, for that style house, size, same bed and bath, same selling it at the same time of year as another house sold, then and only then can we start brainstorming and subtracting from that big magic number, that ARV, in order to get our MAP, that maximum allowable purchase price that we can offer for the house initially when it's distressed. A last tip for new active investors, you want to find the market comparable, the house that is the same, that recently sold for the highest price after it was remodeled. You want to model it and then some. Always add value without breaking the bank. Don't rob from your profit margin. Whether you're new to investing in real estate or you're a savvy JV, joint venture partner, contact us at American Flip House and learn more about investing in one of our fix and flip properties. Knowledge is power. At American Flip House, we help others build their legacy by reinvesting in America.